In chapter 6 we start looking at factorizing. So there's different types. We have a 2 term here, x squared plus 2x. The only thing common is x, which we'd multiply by x plus 2 to get x squared plus 2x. In this one the highest common factor is 2x in both. That would leave 5x to get 10x squared and plus 1 to get itself. 3a squared minus 5a, the highest common factor is just a, which would leave 3a minus 5. And then in this one here, there looks like there's a 7 and an x. And that would leave 2 to get 14, 2y to get 14xy, minus 3 to get 21x. With these ones here, 4-term factorizations, we just pair 2 off. So the first two have a in them. So I'm going to take a out of these two, which would leave me with d plus e. And in these questions, the second bracket has to be the same, otherwise they don't work. So is there something common to these two? And you can see it's plus c. And if we multiply out the bracket, we get cd plus ce. And then we have an a and a c, so a and c both by d plus e is the way to do them. That's the answer. The first two terms here have a 3b in them. That would leave a minus 2y to get 3ab minus 6by, just double check. The second bracket has to be the same or you've made a mistake. So put down a plus 2y. You can see it here, if I want to get ax, I would have to have plus x. And then just check your last term, minus 2xy, and you can see this gives minus 2xy. So we have 3b and x, both by a minus 2y. And then in the next one, it's not always the first two, but it does look obvious that these both have 3x in them, which would leave 2x plus 3a to get 6x squared and 9ax. And then put down 2x plus 3a. And then to get 2x in here, I'd have to have a 5 to get 10, so minus 5b it looks like. And then we check minus 5b by plus 3a is minus 15ab, which is the last term. So we have both 3x and minus 5b by 2x plus 3a. Sorry. We're now on to 3-term factorizations, the most common that come up all the way to leaving cert higher level. X squared plus 8x plus 7. So the only way to get x squared is to multiply x by x, and the only way to get 7 is to multiply 7 by 1. And we want plus 8x, so I have to have a plus 7 and a plus 1 to give me plus 8. In the second one, we have a prime number at the beginning and the end. 7 is prime, so the only way to get 7x squared is 7x times x. And the only way to get 2 is 2 by 1. And you can see if I put 2 here, I'm going to get 14x, and I'm looking for 9, so that doesn't work. So you're left with very few options. 2 here and 1 here will give me plus 7x plus 2x to give me that plus 9x. And when they're not prime, we just do a little bit of trial and error to get to the answer. In this case, 3 at the beginning and 3 at the end. 3 is prime, so 3x by x. And 3 at the end, if I put it here, I'm going to get up to 9, which looks correct because I want to get up to 10, and that 1 will give me another 1 to get me to 10. Again, with this one, 5 is prime and 13 is prime. So 5x times x gives me 5x squared. 13, I just imagine it in an exam, I just imagine it here. That's going to give me 65, so it can't go there. We want 18. So 13 here, and you can see 5, if I put 1 here, will give me 18. So when you practice a lot of these, you're going to get brilliant at them. But it is a case of you've got to practice them. Okay, now we start having minus signs, and they still all seem to be prime as well. The only way to get 2x squared is 2x times x. The only way to get 1 at the end is 1 by 1. We look at the middle term as minus 3. So I need a minus 2 and a minus 1. This one here, we have 5x squared plus 2x minus 3, so it has to be 5x times x. It has to be 3 times 1, and you can see if I put 3 here, I'm going to get 15, and I only want 2, so that's not going to work. So you should be able to visualize what's not going to work. It only leaves one option then, 3 there, 1 there. Plus 2x, I'm going to have plus 5x minus 3x. For this one we have two minus signs, so 3x times x to give me 3x squared. 5. I'm visualizing it here. That's going to give me 15, but I only want 2, so there's no way the 5 can go there. So it means it has to go in the first bracket. That's 5x. And the 1 goes here, 3x, and I want minus 2x, so minus 5x plus 3x. And then this one here, 3p squared, it doesn't matter what the letter is, 3p times p. 11 is prime. If I put it here, you can see we're going to get 33, but I only want 8. So it has to go in the first bracket to give me 11, and the 1 goes there to give me 3. That way I can get to 8. Plus 8 will be plus 11 minus 1. Then we move on to these ones, which are difference of two squares, which you're told. So it's the same thing in both brackets. When you practice, you know all the shortcuts. Same thing in both brackets. How do I get c squared? C times c. How do I get 16? 4 times 4, and 1's a plus and 1's a minus, and it doesn't matter the order. For part B, how do I get 121? 121 is 11 by 11. P squared is p times p. 49q squared is 7q by 7q, and 1's a plus and 1's a minus. So easy questions when you know the rules. 81 will have to be 9 by 9. 4y squared is 2y by 2y. 1's a plus and 1's a minus. If you didn't know the answer to what multiplies to give 900 by itself, you just type into your calculator square root 900. It will tell you the answer is 30. And square root 625, the answer is 25. We can put them in to begin, and then I'll squeeze the numbers in. X by x, or the letters, and y by y, a minus and a plus. And then number 6, we have a prime number at the beginning, so it has to be 3x by x. And then because this isn't prime, we write down the factors of 10, 5 and 2, and 1 by 10. And we kind of did the same before. We want 1 in the middle. So if I put 10 here, I'm going to have 30. There's no way I can get back to 1. So try all the highest numbers first. If I put 5 here, I'm going to get 15, and I can't get back to 1. So it looks like 2 needs to go here, and 5 needs to go here to give me 5x and 6x, which can get back to x, plus 6x minus 5x. And then the last of these 4-term factorizations, I have a 5 here and I have a 15 here, so I'm going to match these two off, the first and the third. 5m, 15km, so there's 5m in both of them, which would leave 3k to get to 15km or mk, and we have 5m, so it would just be minus 1. So again, do 3k minus 1, and we want minus 6kn. Minus 6 would be minus 2n to get minus 6kn. And then we check, is minus 2 by minus 1 plus 2n? It is. So we both have 5m minus 2n, both of them by 3k minus